You're watching Skywatch Media News, and here's what's happening for March 15th, 2019. On March 8th, the Sun's magnetic field suddenly became unstable and exploded, hurtling a C1 class solar flare in the direction of Earth. In a time of solar minimum, which our Sun is now experiencing, it is very rare for a solar flare to develop, especially a CME flare. In the entire month of February, there were absolutely no sunspots, which makes this latest development much more intriguing. In a video recorded by the Solar Dynamics Observatory, you can see a shadowy shock wave billowing away from the blast site. Radio emissions from the shock wave suggest an expansion velocity of more than 600 kilometers per second, which is equivalent to 1.3 million miles per hour. A canyon-shaped coronal hole in the Sun's upper atmosphere has unleashed a deluge of cosmic rays that are expected to hit Earth. The solar winds that originate from the Sun's magnetic field can heat the Earth's outer atmosphere, causing it to expand, affecting satellites and GPS communications. A surge in cosmic particles can lead to explosive currents in the magnetosphere, which then leads to abnormal electricity flow in power lines, resulting in electrical surges and eventually the loss of power. The influx of cosmic radiation also leaves many individuals vulnerable to the effects of radiation. Scientists are warning the public that it is just a matter of time before society faces a monumental solar storm which could lead to technological failure and economic collapse. Unless society is better prepared for powerful solar storms when they hit, then our world will become victim to a major blackout that could last months and even years. Unfortunately, most of the world's industrialized nations are lacking the sufficient infrastructure to properly prepare for such an event. It is expected that geomagnetic storm forecasting will decrease in the coming years when existing satellites become less functionable and obsolete. Our Sun has the potential to seriously impact life on Earth. Radioactive particles recently on Earth from the ice sheets of Greenland are indicating that blasts of plasma and electromagnetic radiation from a massive solar storm hit the Earth nearly 2,700 years ago. If a blast of particles this large were to hit Earth today, the consequences would be devastating. Radio and satellite communications would fail, the power grid would be disabled, and high-tech society would be in disarray. The evidence pointing to a colossal solar storm on Earth were substantiated by elevated levels of the isotopes beryllium-10 and chlorine-36 that were embedded in the ice of Greenland. Thus, a chemical reaction brought about by the Sun's activity that penetrated the Earth's magnetic shield and impacted the surface of our planet. The storm event of 2,700 years ago was a solar proton event, similar in scope to what was experienced in Canada in 1989 when a power blackout brought darkness to the entire province of Quebec, and again in 2003, this time in Sweden and Denmark. The main difference in the recent storms from the event thousands of years ago is that the one occurring in our distant past was 10 times stronger than any storm detected in the past 70 years. It appears that these major solar storms, as they occur, are more powerful than anything witnessed in the modern era. In today's world, an extra dose of radiation is potentially dangerous, not only for astronauts on the International Space Station, but also for ordinary passengers flying in high altitudes on a commercial flight. In every respect, it is better to be safe than sorry, and therefore it is imperative to develop technological systems that aren't going to fail when the next powerful solar storm hits the Earth. Something is happening in the Earth's atmosphere that is having a profound effect on our planet's surface. A bomb cyclone of historic proportions descended upon the central United States. Atmospheric pressure crashed across a number of states, and in a span of 24 hours, the storm underwent bombogenesis. You may not have seen this image appearing on mainstream media, but in an extraordinary turn of events, the storm that moved across the Central Plains was responsible for the wind direction across the entire country. Near the center of circulation, wind gusts exceeded a Category 1 hurricane. Here is some of the dramatic effects of the historic Central Plains bombogenesis.
With gusts nearing 100 miles an hour, the strongest storm in decades. The blinding snow creating whiteouts and hundreds of accidents. The National Guard called in to help dozens of stranded vehicles.
Oh, a tree just fell down.
The system, known as a bomb cyclone, a hurricane in winter. Winds at the Denver airport have been at 50 miles an hour with gusts more than 70 miles an hour. Those are hurricane-force winds.
At about the same time that the U.S. was being pummeled with an enormous swirling cyclone, a weather bomb spanning 2,000 miles swept into the British Isles with 80-mile-per-hour winds. Forecasters issued a danger-to-life warning from flying debris and huge waves. The massive storm covered a huge area from Iceland to Spain and brought the worst period of weather since the 2018 Beast from the East. Here is a glimpse of Bomb Cyclone Gareth as it came ashore on the coast of Ireland and the UK on March 12th. The earth and the sky are the great teachers of time, the inspirational schoolmasters that instruct us and guide us in our daily journey. They teach us more than we can ever learn from scholars or books. As you look towards the heavens, cherish each moment of time and give thanks each day of your life. And know that by working together, we can face the great challenges that lie ahead. Thanks for watching.